Today, once again, we'll be meeting people who have recorded themselves and posted the footage online thinking that they have the moral high ground, but they're actually being absolutely ghastly. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to People Being Awful Part 19, and we'll kick off with a short clip from someone in America on the far left talking about assassinating President-elect Trump.
Where's the third assassin? Show yourself. Third time's the charm, babe. Somebody, not me, FBI. Somebody else. I believe in you.
As we're about to see, the issue that this utter half-wit had was that the Twitter account Libs of TikTok picked that clip up and shared it widely on X with many people tagging the FBI. Because if you're going to go onto TikTok and openly call for someone to commit murder, that's not a good look. If she was British, she would have been arrested by now, because in this country, our police force, when they're not too busy taking the knee or dancing at pride parades, clearly they've got nothing better to do than lock people up for social media posts. So let's see what happened when she posted her, not an apology, more of an explanation.
I made a backup because I've racked up enough community guidelines violations for an account warning, and my joke video got uploaded to Libs of TikTok on Twitter, and then a bunch of conservatives started swarming my post and tagging the FBI, so I deleted the video. I know it's still on Twitter, but can't do shit about that. So yeah, anyway, just wanted to get this out here in case my shit gets fucked up by a bunch of maggots. And it's so fucking hilarious how serious they're taking my joke when some of these bitches literally swarmed a Capitol and brought a fucking noose for Mike Pence. So it's just a joke. Calm the fuck down, motherfuckers.
I'm with her in part on January 6th because there we saw many retards apparently being led by a bloke who looks like JK from Jamiroquai. But her it's a joke defence, that doesn't wash. And although she's smiling, the look in her eye says, I have right royally fucked this up. What is it about people on the woke far left that they don't understand the concept of actions have consequences? So we'll move on, but we'll stick with the US election.
Another way to protest MAGA cheaply is to not shop. Don't shop. Buy everything used. And see if you can get it for free. Don't shop. Crash the economy.
There's a shock, a stupid haircut and large unsightly glasses. So the plan is to crash the economy. So you're not going to be buying any food then, love. You're planning to starve to death. As for getting things for free, I think she gets her hair done for free. Either that or she visits the world's only blind hairdresser. Her clothing suggests that she gets her attire from bin diving. But deliberately crashing the economy? First up, then your benefits won't get paid, because I doubt very much that she has a job. And the economy fails, then everything has to be regulated by government, and she'll end up living in a failed state with all the rights of a peasant in North Korea. Doesn't sound like a great way to live. Thinking about it now, maybe she wants to live in a failed state so that everyone else is as miserable as she is. We've all heard that misery loves company. I think now misery loves wokery. Up next, some in-depth political analysis. Strap yourselves in.
I just don't get why we can't have Trump and Kamala both be president, and then Kamala is only president to the Kamala supporters, and then Trump is only president to the Trump supporters. And then, we can find ways to identify one another, so then only the Kamala supporters get the Kamala's policies. I just feel like that would be way more fair, and I don't know why we haven't thought of it before. I don't know. It's
hard to believe that that person actually has the right to vote, because that's not a system of government I'm familiar with. It does sound a lot like segregation, because if the Democrats pass one law and the Republicans don't, if it's on, say, traffic regulations, that will lead to many deaths if those people are allowed to mix together. Almost as if she wants there to be two different countries, like America was split in two. That didn't work out too well last time. Anyway, I get a lot of my clips from either X or TikTok, but now there's a new social media platform, Blue Sky.
We have some breaking news right now. Both Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg are not having a good time right now as Blue Sky continues to surge and they can't really do anything to combat it. Blue Sky now has more than 21 million active users on this platform and over 1 million users per day have joined. And Mark Zuckerberg is freaking out on Meta and is even changing the way Threads is going to perform for users because of Blue Sky's growth. And he seems genuinely alarmed by the explosive growth that Blue Sky is seeing. Now, meanwhile, on Twitter, Elon Musk has seen a mass exodus of users from Twitter. It's been 3 weeks since Election Day, and there doesn't seem to be any sign of slowing down for people literally leaving Twitter and going over to this new app. What's extremely interesting here is that a competitive app like Threads has about 275 million active monthly users. Blue Sky only has about 21 million, but the engagement people get on Blue Sky is much higher. People are more excited for this new app than they are Threads. And both Meta and Twitter are not having a good time right now. As always, comment below your thoughts, spread the word, follow along for all the news you need to know about, and go to the link in my bio. My Blue Sky is there if you want to join me.
First up, Threads. No one uses Threads. That is the social media equivalent of Betamax. Blue Sky has already acquired the nickname Twitter for paedophiles, and it crashed last week. Not through huge weight of numbers or people going onto the platform, but because the people on it are so fucking woke. They nagged and moaned until the platform crashed. Essentially, they complained a social media app to death. Now, I have been on Blue Sky once. I have no intention of going back on there because it's like being in the Matrix. If Neo was a transgender, non-binary, pansexual unicorn who's easily offended. X all the way. If you recall that very famous scene in the Matrix where Morpheus offers Neo the red pill and the blue pill, Blue Sky, it's more like taking your SSRIs and antipsychotic medication. The movie Wicked is now out, and thankfully, through this next clip, I won't have to watch it, and neither will you.
Popular, you're gonna be popular. Laura, teach you the proper pose when you talk to boys. The ways to flirt it sounds. Ooh, show you what shoes to wear. Fix your hair. Everything really counts to be popular. I'll help you be popular. Laura.
Now, believe it or not, that wasn't Ariana Grande. Usually, when I make these videos, I have to mute part of them because if I don't, I'll get hit for copyright. I'm not going to bother on that clip because I don't think that even qualified as music. That is a grown man who has recorded himself doing that and posted it online, thinking people are going to go, how stunning and brave, rather than just ridiculing him. But that man had to sing to make me laugh. Next up, a chap who's been on this channel several times, a man who can turn my stomach just from the sight of him, Jeffrey Marsh.
I get compared to Jesus a lot on this channel and many others. And let's go down our little list. Number 1, preaching love in a world that's very hateful. Yes, check. We both do that. Preaching love so well, the message has so much truth and depth that the religious leaders and conservatives of our time want us DEAD. Yes, both Big J and myself. True. Not just DEAD, but discredited, dehumanized, outcast. And number 3, we have so much love to give that we even preach love for those who are caught up in hating us the most. True and true.
Getting compared to Jesus. Do we think that actually happened? Because it's a sad lookout for Christians around the world if our Lord and Saviour is a cross-dressing weirdo who apparently has an unhealthy interest in children. I bet Jeff is already on Blue Sky. So let's go through his points. Preaching in a world so full of hatred, whatever it was. Jeff, allegedly you set up a Patreon to talk to very young children in private. You post TikToks encouraging children to watch them when they're away from their parents, and you actively encourage young children to break off all contact with their entire family, saying you will be their family. That's where the hatred's coming from. Preaching love so well that the message has so much truth and depth. I'm reading that there. Again, to me, it just comes across as grooming, and I don't think Jesus drove around in a battered van with blacked out windows, asking young children if they want to see some puppies. And as for being dehumanised or DEAD, Jeff, turn down the nonce vibes and people will treat you much better. Reaching love to those that hate us. When Jeff says that, it's just pure narcissism. I've long thought he had a god complex, now he's actually proved it. That being said, if he wants to get crucified, I'm okay with that. Now, members of the TQ cult have long said it's a complete lie that they're coming for children or they're trying to sexualise young kids. This last clip sort of proves that they are. Yeah. In my mind, not only should the cross-dressing pervert be spending the rest of his life rotting in jail, in solitary confinement so he can't have fun with any of the other prisoners, but every adult present should be placed on the sex offenders register. And if that little girl's parents know that that went on, then I'd quite happily nail them up next to Jeffrey. That's the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, please do like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you are subscribed, please check you're subscribed, because once again, YouTube is unsubscribing people. And as ever, thanks for watching. We've reached that... It is recording. Shortly here, the issue that this fucking half-wit had had is that her... As we'll shortly hear, the issue that this fucking half-wit has had is that her... Fuck, I was going to say tweet, it's a TikTok. Hideous glasses and a stupid fucking haircut. They're so easy to spot. If I was Prime Minister, it wouldn't apply because she's not British. I think. No, she isn't. What I would do, if I were running... fucking bollocks. If I was running the country, I would have plainclothes police hanging around the hair dye aisles in supermarkets. Anyone that picks up something like that, nick them, stick them in an asylum. That's not a political... fucking wank. That isn't a political system I'm familiar with. The idea that you could have two separate leaders operating totally separate policies. I can't see that working. I mean, America had fuck. Someone's trying to call. So, the wife's listening to a podcast. No one uses Threads. It is the Betamax of the social media world. And Blue Sky has already acquired the nickname Twitter for paedophiles. Now,